What up, Twitch? It's your boy Pew to ASU. It's Monday night. It's Monday Night D&D. It's the Unbeaten Path. It's everything that cable or any of the other channels on Twitch can't provide because we have it here. We have the special sauce that we bring on Monday nights with some Dungeons and Dragons. I'm your boy Pew to ASU. Say what?
There'll be plenty of slaps going around to compete with what you can find on basic cable these days.
That's right. Get off of Get off of
polarized opinions of cable Twitch.
Get off of Entertainment Weekly. Get off CNN. All that about the Oscars, you're gonna forget about it after tonight because we're gonna fill you with a better story.
Like every other Oscar, you're gonna forget about it immediately.
Everyone forgets eventually. So a couple things I want to go over real quick before I kick it over to our MC and DM for the night, PS Zombie. First off,
GM,
you can always say what?
GM, DM, MC. I'm all those acronyms today.
All those acronyms. You can, of course, find PU to ASU on all the social medias. I encourage you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. You can also find us on YouTube. YouTube is currently up to date with all our content for both campaigns, Frog and Toad and the Unbeaten Path, the two campaigns we've been working on most recently, as well
Frog
as some
and
game
Path,
footage.
The Unbeaten Toad.
Do what?
Frog and Path, the Unbeaten Toad.
The Unbeaten Toad, if you really want to merge the worlds together.
Makes sense.
I did merge, speaking of merge, I did merge two sessions together because one Unbeaten Path was sort of a flop. So we combined 29 and 30 on the YouTube page as one episode. So it's check it out. It's kind of funny. I put a little like
still counted for our episode count. So
it did. You better believe it because we're on 32 now.
Every time we start stream up, it counts for our episode count. We're trying to get to
for a whole episode.
We're trying to get to the Adventure Zone 69 at least.
That's how that's our dungeon. That's my Dungeons and Dragons street cred. Being like, I'm on session 32, man.
Yeah.
That's how long I've been playing this game. So it's very important. But anyway, we combined the two. Check it out. I even put a fun little technical difficulties bit between the two sessions. So check it out. Also, I tried my hardest to just stream from Xbox just because I felt like playing Final Fantasy X. But it would, of course, be some sort of technical difficulty. So half of the stream, I muted myself. So I am clipping the rest of it to put on the YouTube page. But if you want to go to our Twitch page to check out that content, just skip halfway through. And then you'll hear my commentary on how hard Blitzball is because I find it very complicated. Also, last night we did not play Frog and Toad. However, check out the stream. It was very, very fun. Me and Alex got together and we did some Flash games and we trolled a bunch of people online. So check it out. It's hilarious.
Flash games, huh?
Yeah. It was like, I forget the name of it now. It was like .io or something. And it's
like itch.io and Agario and all those.
Yeah, you just kind of spawn in and it's like a little like you're like medieval and you like slashy and stuff. And it's a limited map. But it was fun. And then we played The West, which apparently has some people that are, it's a free to play Flash game, but there's like some die-hard, like level 90 people on there. And I was like, you do know that there's like console games and like other games out there. You know, it's just a Flash game. But they are some die-hard fans. So
hides my hides my 1,000 hours on Realm Grinder in the other window.
Yeah, there you go. Well, and it just taught me there are levels of gaming, right? Like everybody's on a different level, and so we dove down deep into the Flash game level last night, and
it's surprisingly more intense than like average gaming. Like if you
stuck it out, man, you're hardcore.
You've been playing this since 2007, so it is like
it's intense. So check out that. Make sure to subscribe to Putu and all your favorite streamers, but might as well subscribe to Putu. We need the money. I got kids. Feed me. We also have Amazon Prime subscriptions that you can use if you have Amazon Prime. So make sure to use that. And that renews how often climate change?
Never.
Every month. That is right.
You have to
every
physically
month you
renew
gotta
it.
redo it.
Yeah,
Got to redo it every month.
I'm doing my part.
Yes, our sweet father tried to renew ours, and he's like, "Oh, it's already active." I'm like, "Yes, battle armor keeps it up."
I did steal it when I was still a child in my under my father's roof, and I
That's
assigned
okay
it to
because
mine,
you're
which
using it
again,
for the same thing he would use it for. So
Yeah. I have gotten many benefits from this. I did ask mom, and she said it was okay. So
There you go.
it's okay.
that was in when I was 16, but I assume that
Probably
doesn't.
still
I
fine.
assume there's no like 10-year limit.
Speaking of fathers/father-law, for me,
You know,
I do want to do a shout out for Agni Pinball. He was on the chat last night. I'm
Hey,
sorry I didn't chat back to you. I was using my phone for the stream, so really couldn't interact well with Twitch. So apologize for that. Agni Pinball, we appreciate your patronage and your clicking and your talking in the chat. Thank you so much.
knowing our father, he probably had some bangers in there.
He did.
You-
And I missed all of them.
Missed.
Anyway, that's all me. That's all what I have. I'll kick it over to our DM.
all right. Welcome, present and future viewers. Who it's the present for you, but it's future for me now. We are returning yet again to the unbeaten path, where we're still en route to the Grey Empire, the empire of the Dark Dwarves and Dark Gnomes. We have been traversing the sewers. We crawled through some icky pipes. No need to dwell on all that. And then we found ourselves in this chamber with a young gnomish girl.
We devil.
We
We
devils more like. Yes.
Jeez.
Who begged for help and then seemingly baited our party into an encounter with a
She baited.
How rude. But yeah, that's pretty much caught up. And do you want to introduce your characters? Battle Armor, you can start us out, should you like.
Yep. I am Battle Armor. I'm playing the character Karos Fester, who is an Avarial Artificer, who's a winged elf who uses techno magic. I've got a suit of armor.
Hex Tech. TM Techno.
Yeah. it's our thing. It's different than Hex Tech. Yeah, I use my suit of armor to cast magical abilities and such. Smarty pants the group. 20 in.
And I am Climate Changer, playing Alibaba, the warlock tiefling of the group. He is currently
We devil
and
more like.
permanently. His patron is a Jinn, a 3D Jinn, and he can fly, and that is Alibaba.
Yeah. Need to include more
In a
range
nutshell.
and Putu.
I'm Putu. I play a Mubis Calfin. I'm a Minotaur race and a cleric, specifically Grave Domain cleric. I just want to do a quick shout out to a fellow church member who is big in Egyptology. Like he studies Egypt, and he's a scholar, and he's doing his dissertation on the Egypt manuscripts. And he gave me the nod of approval on the name of Mubis. So I feel good about my character creation after I got that nod from the scholar. So shout out to him. But yeah, that's a Mubis. He's inspired by the Grave Domain connection and being a cow-like folk man or cow folk. There we go. Cow poke, maybe. That's a good use of the word. And he has a very cryptic sword, thrust whip. This is on the other trait. Do what?
I said, let's keep our Texan cow characters and our Egyptian cow characters separate.
Yes.
Also, you guys don't know, we do have a pretty active Discord channel that all are welcome to. Usually it's memes. I posted some AI generated images of our player characters, which were certainly interesting. Speaking of, we should probably have a separate channel for like discussing the ins and outs so that we can have a pure entertainment channel.
Hey, listen, if you want to get in the Discord, get all the behind the scenes footage, you absolutely can. See how the sausage gets made here.
You could also set your Discord image to one of our images and probably troll the whole group, because I doubt we read the character names all that often.
You can set individual names.
You're like, hey, we're not meeting tonight, and then just blow up a whole stream of ours. Anywho,
you could do a capital I instead of the L in climate changer, and really get us
teaching people how to troll us. Exactly.
We want people in the Discord, so I mean,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah,
gets
we welcome all trolls. All right, terrific. So we had just rolled initiative. Just for a recap for the last couple of things, this is a crumbled bridge. We're all attempting to traverse. Alibaba can just fly, so he flew across. Amubis had a ring of jumping that he received from Roebuck, which I think was, I was like, it seems like years ago, and I'm like, I think it was years ago.
It was literally years ago
that we started this campaign.
Year and a half at least.
And Karos was using a combination of jumping and his ability to feather fall himself to safely cross when this barrel awakened as a mimic with its toothy maw, and it looks like it's Amubis' turn first.
I think he gets very frustrated at the gnome.
Just
says,
punches a child.
Listen here, halfling. And like he gets his like very stern, like a parenting voice. Why mess with us? We were going to help you, and feel like you've deceived us. Talk.
She looks very terrified as she cowers prone behind a rock.
Come back here. I'm talking to you.
And she says, I'm sorry, there's so many dangerous things down here. I didn't know if you guys were good or bad. I just had to act as if you were bad.
I'll deal with you later. And he, I think he's going to turn around and cast just Sacred Flame on the Mimic.
Thank you. That's dexterity, I believe. It looks like he passes, as he's able to, in his quasi-barrel form, kind of roll in the water away.
Do a barrel roll.
He's still like half there. I think that's how mimics work.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about some mimic related lore and possibly like things.
I'm happy to make up anything you need me to.
So is he like a wood? Is he actually wood? It's like surrounded by like bands of metal, or is it like all just flesh and he like just looks like it?
I think he's probably kind of like those octopuses. Like he's flesh that can simulate texture and color. I would think.
So it's not a mimic that's gone inside of a chest and then.
No, I don't think that's how it works.
Not like a crab with a shell. Okay.
All right. Not like a hermit crab.
I think it simulates. It's a shapeshifter.
Mm-hmm.
Mimics can alter their outward texture to resemble wood, stone, and other basic materials, and have evolved to assume the appearance of objects.
Cool.
Good for
Yep.
them.
I think Anubis just sidesteps after that and stays in close proximity to the gnome to grab her if she runs away.
Sounds good.
To discipline, teach this young gnome.
All right, and now it is the Mimic's turn. Because Karos is the closest to it, it's going to reach out with its pseudopod, which is going to be a tongue, and attempt to do something. Nope, that's not a mimic. That's a prisoner's belongings, which is just a box. There we go. Hang on. I got to read this real quick. Sorry about that. I should have done this beforehand.
I'm just going to be linking my favorite XKCD in the Discord.
Get those subscribes in, folks. Boots
Okay.
is $22 away from his payouts. So.
Oh, terrible.
I can't resubscribe for another 10 days.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Set a reminder.
It misses horribly, and it will remain here.
Wonderful.
It's your turn, Alibaba.
He just like the.
I think I can only do things when somebody hits me, not when they miss.
Not when they miss you.
Have no fear.
It was
do
my
that
plan
thing-
all along.
I do that thing that you can do in Magic the Gathering where you're like, I'm putting a pin in this. People keep going, but I'm putting a pin in this, and maybe I can do something about it. I forget what that's called. I think I hold priority. I think that's the name of the action that you can do.
Oh man, yeah, they both hit great.
But keep going.
Burn.
Burn, baby, burn.
So the first one will have the fire damage. So that's 18 and then 10. Oh my goodness.
You will not harm this orphan.
Are we doing the same rules where it's submerged in water?
Yeah.
I think it's actually like sitting on the surface. That would be like underwater.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm thinking.
After being hit.
It's also soaked in water, probably.
Apparently did not do enough preparation to have a combat today.
Okay, cool. Yes.
Okay.
I relinquished priority.
And then that was 28 damage, right? All right, swell. Anything else you'd like to do, sir? As your Eldritch Blasts hit this barrel, they cause it to spin rapidly before it pops back.
Is there an escape
and its
through
tongue
this?
kind of lolls in a like cartoonishly dizzy animation.
Nice. Is there a? I'm assuming that where the orphan is a an opening out of the room, right?
Yeah, so it's like it looks like it was once a grate that has been busted open by time and lack of maintenance that leads to a kind of darkish stone tunnel behind it.
Okay. Alibaba just said, "Before you leave, please do not run away. We must talk with you after this." Yeah. That'll end Alibaba's turn.
Okay, she's just going to look really sad and she'll nod and cower. And it's Karos' turn.
Take the cower action.
Yeah.
Which I think
Like
is a
where you
real
go
thing.
prone, everything has advantage against you. just
I still think that people use prone too little, like intentionally going prone to give disadvantage on ranged attacks. I've done it before.
I think most people I think it depends on the campaign. I think a lot of people don't have a map whose capacity like really makes range relevant, you know?
Mhm.
Like, most people work with maps that people can get to in like 1 or 2 turns pretty easily.
Yeah, so that somebody can just like rush up on you and get the advantage from it. Anyway, I'm gonna booming blade. I think this is normal. Booming blade. 28.
That will hit.
Booming blade worth of damage. 2d8 plus 5 plus 1. Yep. 16 thunder damage.
All right, you punch with your booming blade, and kind of like when you pull a ball underwater, it like disappears underwater for a second and then pops up, lands back on the surface.
Cool. Yeah.
Anything else from you?
That's it.
We're back to Amubis.
Amubis is still being stern towards the gnome girl. He's trying to communicate the disappointed dad look.
This is not a father, correct?
No. Canonically, no, but he likes to being in the church, you kind of had to look after little ones as part of the, children's church and all that.
He is a father, but he's not a father.
He called it Calvin Corner in the church, where you had children's church moment, and it was Calvin's Corner. He'd do little lessons and stuff.
That's still a funny part of Blackadder. Father, my son. Father, my son.
I still haven't watched too much Blackadder.
Oh my goodness. I think you'd love it. It's also very short. There's like 3 episodes in each season.
Legitimately, it's one of those British shows where it's like, it's done.
I'm just going to keep spamming Sacred Flame. I feel like that's all I
why
can
not?
really provide.
You're mimicking yourself.
Ooh,
clever.
Ooh.
Super meta.
I don't know why this guy, you can see he doesn't have a good tech score. He manages to roll out of the way yet again.
Incredible.
And I'm going to stay where I'm at, and that's my turn.
Sounds good. Well, he's gonna you know what? He's pretty injured, and he's feeling pretty animalistic. He's gonna try to scoot out of here.
Takes 2d8 more damage.
Go ahead and roll it as he attempts to flee.
Oh, golly.
Oh, wow. That's a very terrible roll. So.
It is quite a bad roll. To be
I think that he's gonna how he's gonna attempt to do this.
Just gonna get up on the shore and just roll away.
Well, I was trying to see what the behind the curtain. I'm trying to see what the conditions are that it can change its form. But
go downward.
Super. All right, so he takes that 3 damage.
Like a champ. I'll give him a punch on his way out too if I can.
Yes, do your best. That'll hit.
I mean,
all right, he attempts to roll away, and the blast knocks him back, and you punch him forward. He ends up going the direction he wanted to, anyways. But with his lights punched nearly out.
Does he have lights?
Those
are your eyes. Right?
I don't know. Are lights your eyes?
I think it's your ability to see. I think getting your lights punched out is like you go unconscious.
Yeah. He's not unconscious.
Light is in general just your soul, your consciousness.
He's gonna go ahead and dash and just try to roll on out of here some.
Good for it.
Yes, the creature frees in front of us.
It's your turn, Alibaba.
I will go ahead and put this thing out of its misery. And he fires the Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
Ooh, low roll.
That'll hit.
Oh,
Whoa.
he's not really paying attention.
He's just a little natural armor fellow, so.
And we know his dex isn't very good, so.
Nice.
Yeah, as you shoot at him, he his barrel form catches on fire, and he kind of like Pac-Man when he dies, his mouth opens until he disappears. in 6
And he kind of
Yeah,
disappears
we'll go ahead and-
into the water.
We'll go ahead and clear, so that I don't get confused for the gajillionth time. That was very well done. Wow. All right, we are free of turn order. Free of the confines of a turn.
Hello. My little friend, what are you doing down here in this sewer? Or did she already explain that last episode?
Yeah, she had basically said that she was an orphan and very poor, and she would scavenge for things down here, but she ended up getting stranded because she wandered too far.
Too far.
Hmm.
Also, she didn't say it, but her name's Nat. I don't know. Be nice if there was some sort of global C that you could check
I guess
instead of
it-
having to do it for every character, every map.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, my name is Alibaba. What is your name?
My name's Nat with a G. It's short for Natalie with a G.
Okay. All right, good night. It is nice to meet you.
It's just Nat, like no.
Okay. It's a silent G. For your,
All G's are silent.
your nickname. Uh,
Are you doing good?
I pray to odd that you guys will be safe.
I'll give you 20 old. JK.
well, the first question I have is, how do you get out of here? Do you know?
What? I mean, I got down here through these collapsed tunnels, which leads to like an area that's sort of the slums of the Grey Empire, I guess.
Perfect. I love the slums.
That's where I live with my nobody.
You shouldn't say that.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Wow.
you shouldn't call it okay. Anyway, well,
The dwarves haven't
I have a proposition. You
social
show us out of here,
justice systems. No,
and
they're second class citizens. It's because we're shorter. You guys could really show them what's what. Cut those dwarves down a notch.
Seems weird that in a dwarven society height would be that big of a factor, but
yes,
it
I
seems
would.
like you're just asking to get
You'd be
sent.
surprised.
I would have thought it was girth. That would
I'm
have.
sorry, continue. What were you
I
saying?
feel that you should just take us there and do it as penitence for deceiving us and getting us tricked. Make this right. Sternly tapping.
That's fine
his-
with me as long as you don't hurt me. That mimic, for some reason, left me alone, and it kept some of the scarier things away. So, I don't know. I guess it was kind of my pet.
Yes, I was going to say I felt kind of bad.
I say,
Karos yells from his little island. unsure of exactly how to get out.
Cross, what are you doing over there? We're
I
talking
am
over
sure.
here.
I don't actually know how to get. We workshopped some solutions, but I think it's too far for me.
She points at this kind of point in the water. She's like, "There's actually a submerged platform. It's just like an inch under the water. It's too murky."
I am sure our charitable priest Anubis would, of course, heal your deceased pet.
Yes, if it hasn't been
If
18
it's not,
seconds yet, it isn't dead.
You're gonna have me waste a spell slot on that? I'm just kidding.
Just gonna say, actually, like, I was never sure that it wasn't going to eat me, so
Yeah.
I'm probably fine with sentient protectors if that's okay.
That doesn't sound like a pet. That sounds like a parasite.
Well, let's just say it was better than some of the other things in the Underdark.
Well, in nature, there's actually several creatures that you'd be surprised would hunt and live together. Like there's a certain kind of eel that lives inside of a sea sponge, and they just provide a mutually beneficial arrangement. There are birds that pick off parasites from rhinos that protect them from larger predators. Probably a similar situation.
The whole time,
something out of the bargain.
The whole time you're explaining that, I'm just Amubis is just giving you a blank stare, and then he pauses and he goes, "I like krill. That's a fun relationship with an animal."
What, eaten by another? It's the most basic of relationships.
No, don't they clean whales' teeth, right? I always thought I could use some krill.
I don't think that's what the krill are doing in the mouth.
Oh, never mind.
I'm sorry to inform you, whales are not that benevolent.
She kind of hangs on your every word, and she goes, "Wow, I wish I could learn stuff like that. I always tried to take books when I could, but you know, they don't have too many books in the slums. They all tend to be about like dwarven old gods, which are pretty horrible."
Yes, that does sound quite bad. Would you happen to have two friends that you could grab to come with us?
Gross, this is a weird request.
I had two friends that'd be down here with me.
That's fair. Well, I'm sorry to say the way that we're going to get out is going to require a bit more skill and training. We haven't really got the time. What are we going to do with her after? Can't just leave her.
I have a plan.
Oh,
I have to talk to my friend in the flask.
we haven't established your
it's worked a few times.
your flask.
Do they know? Do y'all know anything about Jedi? Has he ever?
I do not think that we do.
Amubis just assumes he's got an imaginary friend. He's just talking about somebody that he made up.
Do you mean Newt? Because he's in the flask right now? That's where I assume he goes.
Newt retreats into his sponge.
Yeah.
She likes books.
No.
Let's just give her a bunch of stuff to read. I start
not
reaching
exactly
in for my
Newt, no.
books.
I mean,
Maybe one day you will meet my friend in the flask, but until that day, let's not go into too
it
much.
just sounds like you're an alcoholic, Alibaba. Well, friend in the flask, if you know
When
what I
you're
mean.
old enough, you'll meet my special friend.
Yeah.
Friend in the food.
You too.
And you'll want to spend all your time together.
It'll be warm and comfortable.
Never have to be sad again.
Just converting another warlock.
Yeah, it turns out I was just like an alcoholic the whole time. There was never a
Warlock patron is just a bar patron.
That'd be a cool drunken fighter build.
Yes, well, shall we away and you can show us some of the dangers along the way? We're happy to get you back up and then, try try to give you what help we can. I'll teach you any fun facts that I know along the way.
Yeah. She's like, yes, it's this way. I haven't been back there in a while though.
Your middle name wouldn't happen to be something like April, or your last name to be O'Neill or anything like that, because if so, I've got some people that you can meet.
Nope, just Natalie with G.
Do you know anybody with a hockey stick?
Just anyone with a
I don't
hockey.
even know what hockey is.
What hockey stick?
Oh, they don't have hockey down here? I'm making a
bad
character choice
attitude.
that Karos is really into hockey.
There ice in the Underdark? I think underground is a constant temperature, and there's no.
You can
Ice is not
play
really-
field hockey. There's
There are no
underground
fields.
fields. It's just
rock everywhere. What sports can you play on just rock?
rock climbing.
National pastime.
Curling.
Tennis.
Ultimate frisbee. Yeah, hardcore tennis. Only hardcore. Everything's hardcore.
Bad game of golf. It's just the ball just goes forever.
Basketball.
Basketball. Basketball is actually
Anything with
That's-
hardcore.
it's up there. Yeah, volleyball.
Yeah, like that kind where the Mayans play with like their elbows.
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah, probably that.
The hoop is sideways.
Mm-hmm. All right, so she starts leading you down this path, which is like just kind of a dilapidated rock tunnel. It's fine for her. It's a little small for you, so you probably have to like duck and squeeze every now and then, but it's not too badly. Amubus, give me an insight check real quick.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Let's see if your rolling luck continues.
Probably not.
Is it going to be a 4?
I'm gonna guess it's an 8 total. I don't know if that's possible, but
Oh,
Hey.
everyone proved wrong.
Hot dice. Hot
Get
dice.
dunked on
Ooh.
sideways.
So you see, as you're walking along, Nat, she keeps eyeing your sword.
Mm.
She like pretty much every opportunity she can, she looks at it out of the corner of her eye.
I think I'll get to a point where there's like a pause in conversation, and it's like a junction or a certain point in the travel where she has to stop, and we have to go a different direction or whatever, and bring that up and say, "Little one, I've noticed you've been eyeing my sword."
Is this
Speak
apart
freely.
from the other members, or is this public?
No, I'm not. I'll do it in front of Karos and Alibaba too.
Okay. She looks kind of nervously at you, and she kind of leans in more quietly, intending it just for you, and says, "I heard it."
It's talking to you.
It was like a little voice in my head. I didn't know what it was, but
What is it saying?
it was warning me about things, warning me about you.
Interesting. I didn't hear anything like that. Did I, DM? Did it?
You had heard a voice previously.
Okay.
I'll remind you at
Okay.
the reservoir.
But that nothing since, correct?
Not recently.
It's
No,
not
I
been
think you heard
the
it maybe twice at the reservoir, and you haven't
Okay.
heard it since, maybe. But you've been separated from the sword for a while.
Gotcha. Interesting. Remind me? Did I tell you guys, Karas and Alibaba, about my voices in my head?
Don't think you did. Not that I recall.
I think we know that
What?
you
You have voices in your
comment about it, like with it, but I don't think we know that it talks to you. I think we would have had more words about that.
Yeah.
So she's telling me that it's warning her not to be with us. Did she say specifically?
No, she just said it warned her about you.
What
That
did
was
it?
her exact words.
I kind of get down on her level and I say, What did it say about me?
Yeah, even
Tell me. I'm curious.
if you were to lie flat on the ground, you would still be taller than her. So you're like on a knee, which
My
is much
horns are
closer.
popping up. I'm
Yeah.
on side.
It's kind of impossible not to be intimidating.
Why I cry, like get on down on a knee, somewhat getting down.
Yeah. She says it said I should try to take it from you if I could.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna.
Have you heard this voice before?
Mm-mm.
Can you decipher? So she's been talking to us in common, correct?
Yes, unless is there a language you all speak? Yeah, she's been speaking in common.
Okay. Can you? I guess it'd be hard to ask her. Can you tell this? Please tell me. I must know this. This weapon is very ancient, and I'm still understanding it myself. Could you disseminate what sort of language it was in? Accent or?
She thinks to herself for a minute, and she's like, "I just heard it in my head. I can't tell what language it was."
I'm assuming Anubis is sort of in the center of this traveling party. So he gets up.
You could be where you want to be.
He kind of gets up and says, "Well, I'll move to the back then to remove temptation." And I start moving towards the back of the party and travel in the back. And I tell Alibaba and Karos that the sword is freaking out.
Traitorous sword.
Gnome girl. I don't really go into detail. I'm just going to say it's scaring her.
That stands to reason. It's as if, somebody walked in, found you in a hole, and they're carrying Excalibur. But evil Excalibur. It stands to reason she'd be a little bit spooked if she's heard any of the stories about it. Seems everybody we've met has been spooked by it.
I am a little spooked.
I am also a little spooked, although we kind of met the guy who had it before, so I'm sure it's a little bit less spooky for us now that we've sort of felled the wrong way.
I look at it. Do you think there's a little man that lives inside of this too? Am I like you, Alibaba? Do I have somebody inside of the sword? And I look at the sword.
It's not the least.
I don't know. Is there someone in the sword, Anubis?
I don't know.
My experience with these things tells me you may be contacted by.
How would you feel if I asked you to give the sword to me for a while, and I would attune to it, and I would carry it around?
I would feel all right. I do feel that I am able to do some good damage. Ha! And I practice jab in the air.
I mean, emotionally, really think about giving it to me. Intend on giving it to me. Next time we sit down, I'll take it from you and I'll do it. How does that make you feel?
Do I have any sort of my precious vibes over this?
No, you don't have any. You have all your normal feelings.
Okay, I'll be like, that's
anything you as a character. You probably want to keep it just because it's a good sword.
Yeah.
But there is no extra special compulsion to keep it.
Gotcha. Sounds good to me. Like I said, though, it helps in a good fight.
Yes, well, as long as you don't have any sort of undue attachment to it, I think we're fine for now. I think anything that was really starting to cloy and take over your mind would probably take care of that sort of just willingness to give it up first. I've heard of many tales of cursed weapons that make you want to keep them so that they can sort of work their mysterious ways on you. And It doesn't sound like that, so I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Very well.
It just seems like an old, good sword.
I continue on, and I keep my distance from our guide.
Fair enough.
She can
Yeah.
stick up front with me. I'll be holding my big pecs out to protect everybody behind me.
Pokemon, big pecs.
Nobody can lower my defense because I
And
got
in-
big pecs.
In the back, Amubis is just like, little man, are you in there? Looking at the blade. Little man. Stop looking at me, Alibaba.
Yes, we can move on. Move
Moving right along.
to another map.
Oh no, I got to change it on the stream.
Sorry, I got to. Apparently, just made a blank map. Thank you. Great. All right. You find yourselves in a room that has a bit of light trickling through cracked ceiling, and you can see some beings in this room. They are small, imp-like, demon-looking creatures riding flaming dogs. And they seem to be arguing amongst themselves. Like, there's not going to be anything down here. And they're like, oh, but, if we do find something, oh man, we're up for promotions.
Do they see us upon entry?
They are speaking in common.
Mhm.
I'm going to say you all see each other at approximately the same time. Nat reacts immediately and runs into a corner and ducks and covers. And the rest of y'all, let's roll initiative.
Initiative.
As they turn to you with intent, or you with intent, either way.
Capital I intent.
You can talk.
Ooh,
I don't want to force a combat here.
got that natural 20 initiative.
Nice. Let me pull this up. That's
Yeah.
my bad. We can
I
just
always-
add it.
I always wait
Oh,
for
it's all there. It's looking good.
that. That's crazy. That isn't how that normally goes.
Does it look good from y'all's end?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's. How do I want to do
Rotate
this?
forward.
I don't know how mounted combat works. I'm just gonna roll all their initiatives separately.
Depends if they're a controlled mount or they are just being wild mounted. Because if they are uncontrolled, they take all of their turns independently, and you're just sort of along for the movement ride. But if it's a controlled mount, the mount
We'll do that.
moves to the initiative of the controller.
We're
I
doing
think-
everybody separate. All right. Should have given them different names.
Hellhound.
Oh wow! Yes, they are quasits riding combines.
Hellhound, no fury, like a woman scorned.
All right.
I think this Hellhound and I match exactly. I've got a 13 dex.
And it too. E2 Hellhound.
E2
No,
Brute.
it only has one dex.
Ugh, trying to figure out.
So you will go before it.
I also only have a +1 to dex.
Oh, I thought you said you had 13 dex.
I said I have 13, which is a +1.
Oh, yes. Of course. Of course. Of
At
course.
first, I would like to say that Newt.
Sorry. Why can't I see their raw scores? I'll find it if it kills me. Alright, you go first. Alibaba, it is your turn.
Okay.
Actual first.
And are they attacking us? Essentially, is that why? Like, are they headed this
They are. They seem.
Yeah, so one of them will be like, "I told you we'd find something,"
Okay.
and the other one's like, "Those aren't dwarves," and they'll say, "Even better."
Hello, my
And-
brothers. Obviously, you can tell I'm a demon also, so let's just cut to the chase and be friends now, okay? And does anything happen?
You should say that in Infernal.
Oh yeah,
Talk to the dogs.
exactly. So he says that in Infernal. It just sort of sounds like, you know, whatever Infernal sounds like. And I don't know if you've ever heard me talk in Infernal before, so
Yeah, so you'll say
This is
this
the
to
real
them.
betrayal.
in Infernal, and you see the Hellhound's ears perk up when they hear Infernal, but the Quasits kind of stare at each other and they say in Abyssal, "Hush, hush, 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 hush," and they don't understand. But the
he's
Hellhound
just like,
says,
who's a good boy? He's a good hellhound. Yeah.
Did you
But
say
it sounds really evil.
The words for friends and walk in Infernal sound really similar. So they're like, huh?
"Food."
Okay, well, anyway, that didn't work. So he is going to cast Eldritch Blast, surprisingly.
Eldritch.
Shocking. What will you aim for?
Aiming for the closet on the right side that's riding the Hellhound.
Okay.
I have like 120 feet
Yes.
range. So.
Believe those both hit. Let me see. What kind of armor?
I guess they don't want to talk.
So it resists the fire, but it won't matter as it's blasted right off the top of the Hellhound.
Alibaba then walks over and stands in front of Gnat.
Oh, I didn't put her in initiative.
Gnat, the gnome.
Gnat.
She's under G on my.
The G's are always silent when you're talking about gnomes.
She's an earl.
And that'll end my turn.
Slow girl.
Great decks. Bad roll.
All right, Karos, it is your turn.
Cool. What kind of terrain are we talking about here?
It's stone pretty similar to what you were walking on before. It's not difficult.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna run straight forward then. And then So they are both on top of this spot, right?
Pardon?
They're both
Yeah.
in this spot.
Yeah,
right?
it's not directly behind. It's
Okay, cool.
riding where the Hellhound is. Yes.
Then I'm going to cast Thunderwave at the both of them.
Cool.
Con saving throw against my DC, which is, I believe, 16.
Need to clean out my things.
I'll take 9 damage on a failed save and be knocked 10 feet backward. If one of them fails and one of them succeeds, then they'll just be knocked
Right,
off.
that's the Quasit, and he fails.
Takes 9 thunder damage.
Cool. Let me do the Hellhound. HH, brother.
I don't think that's good.
I think he also fails. With an 11, yes?
Yes, that is also a fail.
Alright, the Quasit is exploded. They were just little guys. They had higher ambitions than they had HP. Oh my goodness. It's almost like I was unprepared for these combats today. I just have a way I like it set up, like with their HP and their speed and stuff. Of course I didn't do that. So it's knockback how far?
10 feet.
10. Does it take extra damage if it's forced into something? 1d6?
Rules is written, I think, no. But sometimes...
All right, well, he'll get knocked back here then against this pillar and kind of stop.
Sometimes DMs will rule that it is the same amount as falling damage, so like nothing for 10 feet and then, you know, a d6 after that for every 10 feet pushed beyond a barrier.
Might do that in the future.
That's normally how I'm ruling it. If somebody's knocked back like 10 feet and they're right up against a wall, they just take an extra d6 of damage or whatever, which it seems fair.
So he will not take any extra damage for now, but he has taken the 9 from the thunder damage. Anything else from you?
Nope. And
all right, neato. So now it's the one you hit. It's his turn. He has movement in spades. Cool. He's going to gallop over to you in his retaliatory nature, and he's going to use flame breath.
Bad dog.
Uh-oh.
So you need to do a dexterity saving throw.
Sure am bad at those.
I think you're the only one in the cone right now. Alright, so we're going to take
66. Wow.
Whoa.
That's a chunk of change right there.
20 fire damage. Oof.
All right, that pops me down. All right, there we go. Ow!
Glenda's turn there. Oh, sorry. And then another Hellhound is going to... He's going to go over here and get a flame breath on Anubis and Newt.
I tried to cover for Newt.
Newt just dies.
No, Newt!
I mean, Newt can't do not.
Yeah, that doesn't roll it for me. I need to remember that. Give me a dexterity saving throw, Mubis, and you can do one for Newt as well if you'd like.
Half of 66 is gonna... Well done, Newt. Does Newt have
tries, but it's not enough.
Yeah, he might be in trouble.
He only has 1 health point. So.
Yeah, half of 6 is still...
All right, so you take 11 fire damage, Anubis, and Newt, I'm afraid, doesn't make it.
Perishes. Newt?
It's going to use the last of its movement to move in melee with you, and then it is your turn.
I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay.
And I summon it on the other side of, like right here next to little Dalio appears.
Yes, he appears. He makes his tackle, and I'm afraid he misses as the Hellhound is able to nimbly jump out of the way. They're almost skeletal, emaciated, infernal beasts from the abyssal plane. And as such, quite nimble.
Gotcha. I'm going to thrust web. When
That'll
I pull it out, do I get any sort of reaction when I draw it from its hilt?
No different than normal.
Okay.
You can go ahead and roll damage. Should get some battle music going. Dun, dun, dun. I've got all these titles. I don't know which ones are like hopping. You know what I'm saying?
I had to rename mine battle music or whatever, so I knew because for that very reason.
That's probably smart. Let's do tracks, tabletop audio. Fantasy. A new beginning? No, thank you. Trust me, guys. This will be worth it.
My go-to battle music is always the League of Legends Braum loading theme, or Gangplank. Both of those are really good. But Braum, I'll sometimes take it and speed it up to 1.5 times. That's a bop right there.
Ooh.
Gangplank. Which one? Which one was that?
Gangplank is the pirate.
Oh, I'm thinking of Gangplank.
Oh, there's one
from,
called Dwarven City.
Donkey Kong.
Oh, Gangplank Galleon. Very good song from
Gateway to Hell? What is this?
I'm on the gateway to hell.
Let's try this one.
Whoa.
It's kind of subtle, man. For a game.
Sure.
Like
anything else from you? Amoebas.
It's like what's the things that attack in Mass Effect? That's what I'm seeing right now.
The collectors.
Yeah, no. The reefer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to sound like their
Attack
weapons
her,
made.
the
We're like,
burn.
Not Reefer Madness.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna hold my ground.
all right, Nat's gonna continue to cower, but she'll say to Alibaba, "They're demons from the path." Now it's your turn.
From the path.
Oh, you know a lot of
You
words.
speak of the path, child. You know of the path.
She nods her head.
Well, that's expedites a few explanations.
It's very unusual for a child to understand the path. You are not all that meets the eye, I think. But anyway, I am in the middle of a battle, so I should probably focus on the killing of the hounds. All right.
I always forget that I have absorb elements prepared for this exact situation. This is why I have it. I never get hit with elemental attacks, and here I am getting hit with elemental attacks. Forgetting.
I'll let you retroactively do it because once upon a time a DM let me retroactively do it.
Oh, that's very sweet. Paying it forward. All right. Well, I'll take half that. 26.
It was in Rhett's campaign, Rip Rhett's campaign. Really a lot of fun.
Shout out to Rhett.
That was my Blade Singer.
Yeah. Good times. Good character.
You're attacking this Hellhound up here?
Yes.
Yeah, those will both hit. Go ahead and roll damage. I don't think the fire gets doubled because just the dice do. So that'll be 13. He resists the fire, so that'll be
The
15
fire is
for the first shot.
Is it not a die for the fire?
No, the fire is proficiency bonus.
Oh. Well, what is it for then?
Should be 3, I guess. Right? Isn't the fire proficiency bonus?
Let me check.
Pretty sure. It might supposed to be 3. Unless it's proficiency bonus. Plus something or half.
Genie's Wrath.
Half your love? No. equal to your proficiency bonus. Yeah, should only be 3.
So it should be 3.
Why
so that'll
is
be
2 plus?
Okay.
Yeah,
Music's
I don't know where it's getting it from. Oh, maybe it's no.
I mean,
Yeah,
I had to
music's
make
higher.
this,
Is it
so
too loud?
probably did it wrong.
It's fine for me. I pulled it back a little bit for the stream, but I got my own toggles over here, so it's fine.
All right, so the
I like
first
it.
hit is going to be 14, and the second hit is also going to be 14. So that's 28 damage. All right, it takes 2 big hits of Eldritch Blast damage, and it's hurt but standing. Anything else you'd like to do?
Bad dog. Let's get in his turn.
In Infernal.
Yes.
You see it go. Because it understands Infernal, but cannot surface. That is the official description.
That's a
You're just gonna stay put then?
dog. But yeah, that I mean, he kind of was talking to the gnome girl, and then realized he should probably focus on combat, so they don't die.
It's a good plan. I would prefer to not die.
Karos, it's your turn.
I am going to take a fist swing, just a normal punch, because I don't want to throw all my eggs into the booming blade basket.
Consecutive normal punches.
Consecutive normal punches. So it's going to be this
Nice.
That'll hit.
21, and then it'll be 12 thunder damage, and I'm
That'll
gonna
actually do it for him.
Oh, good. Well, I had 5 extra fire damage onto that one as well. So,
Nice. He resisted a little bit, but
but
nice
dies,
flaming punch.
dies regardless. Yeah, I give it a good flaming uppercut, and its skeletal jaw.
You
comes
punch
off.
and obliterate him, and then boosh, a blast of fire shoots out of you.
Exactly.
Or,
And it just
or we
sort
can
of
have it be steam. That'd be probably
Yeah,
kind
that
of
is,
cool.
yeah, that's cool.
I think a steam does fire damage technically. For me.
That makes sense.
Anything
right,
else
and,
from you?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over here and I'm gonna take my second punch
All right.
because I had 2 of them. I got 2
That'll hit as
fists. I got
well.
2 punches. That's
Got the
11 thunder
1, 2,
damage.
3.
And I'm gonna activate my helmet and get my temp HP, which I think is my last one of the day.
All right. So he takes 11 damage. Cool.
That's me done.
Hellhound, his fire breath is on recharge. So he is going to.
You roll for it, don't you?
Do I?
Recharge 5 and 6. You roll a d6, and if it's a 5 or a 6, he gets it back.
Oh, no way. I thought it was 5 to 6.
You'd think it was turns, right? It's not.
Well, this is great. So you're saying there's a chance.
I am saying there's a chance.
All right, 1d6.
That was a
Oh, that was
D5.
1d5.
You
How did I manage
get
that?
another chance.
How did I manage that?
Oh,
man.
You pull out some sort of eldritch, weird-looking die and just like,
The horror.
oh,
Yay.
Multi-dimensional.
fire back.
Does it risk it all for the double hit?
How frisky is it feeling?
Yeah, why not? It's going to move around Karos. So you have an opportunity to attack if you would like, Amubis.
I would like.
Stop it in its tracks.
That'll hit. See if you can KO.
No.
8 piercing. Does good damage, but it manages to limp along. and it's going to use its newly refreshed fire breath. I don't feel that bad about the reroll because proportionally, a 4 out of 5 is the.
Yeah, it gets you there. Also, it doesn't it's not dependent odds. It doesn't matter what you roll before the roll. There's no.
Yeah, it just it feels that way,
Yeah.
From our limited, non-computational human perspectives. Why can't I ever? There's something about the art of the that I chose for this Hellhound that it is invisible to me on my list of monsters. I'll take a dex saving throw from both of y'all if you don't mind.
Oh man, I should have used that.
All right, so this is going to be half for Amubis.
Getting burnt.
Just giving you all a preview of what fighting demons might be like. Oh my goodness!
I have a feeling I'm going to have to rest after this anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and absorb this one as well.
Okay, so that's going to be 14 damage to you, Amubis, and the full 28 to you, Kuros, half maybe by your spell.
Mm-hmm. So that's
going to be his turn. He'll stay put here. And Amubis, it's your turn.
And I had to use a second level slot for that one. So.
How hardy does this Hellhound look?
He's hurting. He's
okay. Well, first thing I'm gonna do
bloody
is
plus.
I kind of wink at Dalio, spirit weapon Dalio.
Not a real cat.
And he misses.
Oh,
and more
I don't know what's going on. Are we doing the right calculation? Yeah, it's just a terrible roll. Dang.
It's a bad roll.
I'm
for
like,
sure.
because he's missed. The spiritual weapons missed a lot.
It's a good bonus. Like, it's a fine bonus.
But not thrust web.
Yeah.
Target.
Are you? I'm assuming.
I'm gonna move.
Charging for this? Or?
Yeah, charging. Yeah, charging. Yes, moving, charging.
Move.
Do you want to actually move your character?
No, I'm just gonna leave it there.
Cool. So that's gonna do 9 damage. Oh man, he's hurting. Dalio probably, if he had hit, probably would have got. I hate to tell you that, but
Dalio would have moved.
We've got a billion rounds before he gets to act again. So
I'm done.
Nat will do her typical move of cowering, and it's your turn. Alibaba. Maui Baba.
Right. Back to where you came from.
go back to the hell from whence you came.
Ooh.
Oh wow! Those actually both miss, as he's able to hop out of the way of your 2 blasts. Jarred by the news that a small child knows of the bad, you find yourself distracted.
Alibaba's gonna move kind of up there.
A little bit.
To kind of, avoid fire on the gnome girl if he gets attacked.
Yep. Just in case. All right, Karos.
Okay. I'm gonna just to ensure that I hit. I'm gonna do 2 normal punches. Boom.
That'll hit.
Deals 12 thunder damage.
That actually will do it.
Again, I never get to use my fire damage.
I know. I'm sorry. It's okay. They're resistant to fire, so it's
Yeah.
limited usefulness anyway.
Still, it would have been great if you had been like, "Oh, he's at 1 HP," and then I was like, "Fire damage."
Fire damage. Yeah. So you give him a punch, and like the other one, his flames go out, and then his body disintegrates into black dust. I'll say that also of the closets, that their bodies disintegrated rather than leaving behind corpses. They are fully disappear. We'll go ahead and drop out of turn order now. I'm going to turn this music down a little bit, but I'm going to leave it on because I like it.
Who's jamming?
Yeah, it's good music. Yeah, so you guys are done killing demons.
That was very painful for me personally.
Same.
More pain than I've been in most of the time.
Winded Amoeba says.
Yeah, kind of like the. I don't want to spoil it because Putu's in that arc, but in My Hero Academia, where Shoto Todoroki fights a certain character, and a certain material provides limited protection against heat.
Indeed.
Oh wait, I'm out of the tournament
I
arc.
needed
Is that where you were?
faster than
Oh yeah, the fight against the metal guy.
Okay, yeah, I'm out of that.
Yeah, he almost gets.
I got to Christmas special. That's where I stopped.
Nice.
It's good.
Oh, filler arcs.
Big spoilers about if you want, just for Twitch.
Yeah, there's a Christmas special.
There's a Christmas special.
Warning. It's funny because like Japan's not even like a very Christmassy kind of country, but they often do.
They have really weird associations with Christmas. I don't know if you've ever heard that their number one Christmas meal is Kentucky Fried Chicken. It is considered to be the archetypical Christmas dinner. I think
that's because it's red and white, you know?
That's like literally what they think. It's American and it's poultry, and therefore it is like traditional.
Okay.
And it's just so like blasphemous to us. We're like, what are you talking about? But it's what you do. Yeah.
But it makes sense. It's just a fun holiday.
Yeah, it's literally just for fun.
So what are y'all thinking you'd like to do?
Well, I need some sort of a rest, maybe long. That would be nice.
Yes, it's actually been a little bit since we've stopped and caught our breath. I think I could do with a proper good night's sleep, and I wouldn't mind hearing more about our friend here and her knowledge of the path. That's a surprising turn of events for us. We've come from the path. I don't know if you knew, but a different direction than the demons are coming from.
She looks like not necessarily surprised, but she says, "I've never heard of someone coming from the other way. We mostly just see the demons here."
I think we might be the first in a good long while. Other than the sea elves, which I think might have... No, they were material plane.
Yeah, she says, yeah, the path is kind of a part of the dwarves' culture.
Oh,
They
really?
they had we've known they had the entrance for a while, but it's only recently that the exit has started spewing out demons.
Yes, we've heard that was a bit of a change. I'm surprised that they've had it, up and active for so long. Do you know what they did with it?
Repeat the question, sorry.
Do you know what they did with the path before the demons came? Like, what was its utility? What was its purpose?
Nothing someone like me would have heard about. I imagine it was protected by elites. We were just trying to survive.
Yes, that's fair. Interesting. Do you know any more stories about the path or anything about it? It's kind of our destination.
She says, my knowledge is really limited. It's not. I never really interacted with anyone who would have interacted with it. Honestly, I lived in such poverty. It was just no survival in the slums. And
what's your currency, darling? Do you need some money? Like, do you use gold? Can I give you some gold?
Yeah, we use standard currencies here, the same as on the surface. I hear gold, silver, copper,
Well, how about
platinum, urethra.
Ethereum, which
Yeah,
has
yeah.
been co-opted by
Dogecoin.
yeah, exactly.
You probably have
We use Dogecoin, cryptocurrencies.
wood currency here.
Stuff.
Hell, Dogecoin.
Well, here we don't get that much use for gold on the path, so I'm just gonna like hand her 10 gold, which I'm sure is a king's ransom. But
They're so
This
big to
is-
her too. Each one.
I don't know if this will get you mugged or whatever, but like hide it and maybe you can use it to improve your
Yeah,
standing. in life. As a
she kind of tucks it all into her clothes and says, "Oh, thank you, mister. This will help a lot."
I hope it'll buy a bit of loyalty as well. I appreciate you not stabbing us in the backs, as we fought things.
I don't have anything to
It's
stab
a step
with.
in the right direction. It's fair.
Yeah,
yes.
You can see she's just in plain rags. If she had weapons, they would be clearly visible. And she has nothing.
Well,
Yeah, that's
I just
probably
would not
best, to be
do.
honest.
I cannot stand for you to be unprotected. I think Alibaba would hand her his light crossbow.
Okay.
And
She takes it.
I wonder if we
It's
might.
technically usable for someone her size, but it's kind of like at first. It's like kind of heavy.
now don't
Are
use
we working off of
that you have to.
predator rules, perhaps, where we maybe oughtn't make her a combatant? I'm not certain how kindly they would take to, being shot at by a little gnome. It might make her a target, is all I'm saying. I think we should leave it with her, but have her do her normal business of cowering. I think that's probably the best thing for her and best thing for us. If I could pick, I would just make everybody target me all the time with my beautiful shining armor. It's for the best that people go trying to hit me. I don't want another weaker seeming target to sort of draw aggro.
Yes.
So
Like
good
I said,
idea.
only use it if you have to. Nah.
Emergencies, like we're all dead, or one of us is dead. Honestly,
Like, we
Yeah.
leave you and then you have to go back
On
to
our
the
side.
slums and you don't have it.
they can die. They can die as much as they want to.
She'll get like, I guess, a bit of cord or whatever. It probably already had some sort of strap for you to carry it, and she'll just strap it onto her back, so she can wield it now if she needs to.
Awesome.
Yeah, you guys are free to do as you please. It's probably an okay long rest point. She'll say, like, this is one of the areas that I would kind of spend time in. I've never seen demons here before, but
They did seem to imply
I'd sleep
that they
here
were sort
sometime.
of ranging out a little bit. So I think we might be safe for a bit if, and no other patrols are liable to come here if they, unless they would send one if they weren't heard from, but we can be prepared. We'll rest here, but just be wary.
Yeah, Alibaba goes to the center and kind of meditates and resummons Newt.
Hmm.
Bird Newt.
Bird Newt, nice. Back in bird form.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Anubis falls asleep when they're offering stuff to the orphan. He's like, "That's a lot of gold to kill." Oh yeah, and I just gotta fall asleep,
Sounds good.
disgruntled.
Yeah, sweet. Oliver's dropped down, or Battle armor. He's returned. He's gone again.
Things are happening. IRL.
IRL things are happening. We'll wait for him to return so that we don't.
We're gonna get real serious about this long rest, and we're just gonna have a moment of silence,
That's right.
like we're resting.
We're gonna do a real-time 8-hour live
Right.
sleep
Wow.
cam. It worked great for Amaranth. I'm just
There we go.
assuming it will work for us as well.
Get that.
Sounded like Karos.
Yes, if y'all have nothing further right now, you can do your long rest. If you want to do more talking, you can. If you want to do more walking, you can. Anything, y'all please.
What are we liable to encounter along our way? What's the general route we're taking? Is it known to be kind of safe, or is it treacherous for other reasons than just demon patrols?
She'll say we're actually really close now. I haven't been back in a little while, but I do hear that there's a demon invasion going on. I don't know if they've reached the slums yet.
Have you ever seen a bird before?
Good question.
In the Underdark?
Bats, maybe, but
Yeah, I don't know if there's. I don't think there's any on
dude
there.
out on his hands.
Yeah, I'm gonna say probably not. No. So she's gonna look at it with wonder.
Yes, this is a bird. They fly free on the surface. Would you like to be free, Nat?
She pets its back and she's like, its fur is so stick-like.
their feathers. They help the bird to fly, which it can do.
Yeah.
There's pinions.
What did you say, Alibaba?
He said, would you like to be free like the birds, Nat? He's trying to,
Cajole her.
kind of walk into the possibility of, joining the orphanage in the class. That's what he's doing.
She's like,
You want to be free like the birds who come live in my lamp?
I just want to be safe.
Well,
Birds
I know
aren't-
the way that you can be safe, and it is your choice, of course. But you can join my children in the orphanage if you are afraid of what might happen out there in the slums full of demons and evil dwarfs.
She's like, is that on the surface though?
No, it's a special place. And he pulls out the flask and shows it to her and pops the cork off. And he's like, if you listen at the edge of the cork, you can hear the laughter of the other children. And and then she's absorbed into the flask.
I don't think it works like that. You can't suck people in yet.
Free.
You're right.
We've talked about this. No sucking.
All right.
Not yet.
Maybe we'll table this discussion for another.
She goes to drink out of it. No. Jedi. Just swallow it.
Yeah, now Jedi's in her, and we have to have a whole nother
She's now your patron. It's a whole thing. She absorbs the fruity power.
We've got to go,
evil
in,
Jafar.
like that one shot where we went into the Dragonborn. We got to go in,
Yeah.
Instead, you'd be an Eni patron, Warlock. The G is silent.
All right.
Nice. A lot of silent letters.
Hey, I got a DM sidebar.
What's
Be
up?
a zombie. I know it's generally not allowed, but what are your thoughts on changing cantrips at either level up or another time?
Um,
I feel like the music
we'll
drop.
talk about
We'll
talk about it off stream.
Okay.
If you like.
Sounds good.
Cool. But yeah, I mean that's probably a good place to end. If you guys would like, starting to get a little bit late, and also we probably have some. I mean, no spoilers, but we probably have some big stuff coming up with potentially entering the Grey Empire pretty soon. So definitely would like to sort of start that fresh next time. I think would be good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Starting after a long rest is always good because you don't have
All
to
right.
keep.
Well, yeah. Everybody get a long rest, and we will reconvene with Unbeaten Path. Any outro you'd like to do there, Pootu?
Do it now?
You want to do an outro?
Yes. Thank you, Be a Zombie, for another session of the Unbeaten Path. That was session 32. Get on up
32.
there. The party's getting ready to re-enter the path. So just as our DM alluded to, you're not going to want to miss the coming episodes. So make sure to come back here on Monday night. Check us out for some more Unbeaten Path. We'll be starting up Frog and Toad. We've taken a pretty lengthy break from that, but we hope to start that back up on Sunday. So come back next week for a double dose of Dungeons and Dragons. Also, make sure to check out our content on YouTube and Twitch. We've been dropping random stuff here and there, so you don't want to miss any of that. So thank you for the follow. Thank you for any watches after the fact. And everybody have a wonderful night. Goodbye.
Bye, chat.